Okay guys, so we're gonna make a vegan mac and cheese tonight. Madison loves this stuff. We're gonna make it vegan and gluten-free, so that means no dairy and no wheat. And so this is a recipe we found online, and we've adapted it to our family's taste and liking. So feel free to substitute some of the ingredients. If you don't like something, then just omit it. So what do we have here? We have some cashews. You can get the pieces because they're going to be blended up. Oh, you also need a blender, high-speed blender would be perfect. Tahini, soy sauce. Since we're doing this wheat-free, we are doing Braggs liquid aminos. We need some sort of milk alternative. We have rice drink, rice juice. You could use soy, almond, whatever you want. Nutritional yeast. This stuff kind of looks like fish flakes. If you can see down in there, it looks like fish flakes, but it gives like a cheesy flavor. You need the juice of 1 lemon and some earth balance, and then some paprika to taste, and 2 garlic cloves again to taste. And if you want, you can do any kind of vegetable you want. You can do broccoli, fresh broccoli in there. You can do fresh broccoli. You can do peas, corn, whatever you want. Whatever you have on hand, actually. So let's get started on this. So we're going to take the 2 garlic cloves, just peel them, throw them straight in there. And then we're going to get a handful of cashews. I don't measure anything when I cook. Now, I'm not sending a rocket to space, I'm just cooking. So I'll show you how many. It's about a half a cup. But again, I don't measure, I just kind of eyeball things. So get a half a cup of these guys. Make a nice handful of those. And then we're gonna get some these liquid aminos in there. And this, I believe, is 3 tablespoons, but I'm going to do a little less because this stuff is strong. And then with the tahini, so the tahini, we're going to do 1 tablespoon of this. And I have a teaspoon, and I'm just going to get a big old hunk of this out of there. Actually, I'm going to have to put you down. I'm rolling solo tonight. So anyhow, I'm going to put the tahini in. I'm going to put about a cup of milk in, give or take, depending on how thick or thin you want the sauce, and it's going to thicken up with the noodles. The noodles are going to make it thicker. I'm going to add the butter, about a tablespoon of this. I'm going to add the juice of 1 lemon, and then some paprika. And because the liquid aminos are naturally salty, I don't add any salt to this because it'll be too salty and not taste very good. So let me do that, put it all in there, and then I'll come back. And I recommend a high-speed blender. If you don't have one, invest in one, or use what you have. But they really do a fantastic job of making sure those cashews get real blended. And I do it 2 times. We blend it on that cycle twice. And I don't recommend doing this in a food processor or make it too chunky, and you won't be able to get it as smooth and creamy as this. And then the other thing is, if you have just a regular blender, you might have to do it a couple times as well. I do it 2 times just for good measure to make sure it's all nice and creamy on this powerful blender. So if you have another blender, just experiment. It should be very smooth. It shouldn't have many chunks, if any. So keep that in mind. All right, so it is done, and that's how it'll look when it is done. You can see it's very liquidy. I added a lot of, you'll see the chunks on the side there, that's just because they didn't fall down. But that is very liquidy, and that's how it should be. It shouldn't be too thick, too thin. I added about a cup of rice milk, give or take, but yours should have that consistency. And now that we have the water boiling, what we're going to do is we're going to blanch just real quickly. I don't know if that's a term or not, but I'm going to dump this in the water, in the hot water, and we're going to let that cook for just a minute. I don't want the broccoli to be too soft. I want it to be crunchy still. So, so just cook it for about 1 minute. Throw it in a pot of water before you boil the noodles, and we'll plate this up here in a minute. Well, I'll boil the noodles. You don't need directions on how to do that, but I'll boil the noodles and then plate it up. Okay, so we have little side salads to go with this, and here's the sauce again. Like I said, it needs to be kind of this consistency, and they're the rice noodles. Yeah.
Can we have video?
Yep.
Okay.
Pour that delicious right in there,
oh, it's
right
so
in the
good.
pot. Mix it around. Come get the mixing around of this.
Oh yeah, sorry. Let's get your cute face.
Oh, all right.
You gonna throw the broccoli in there?
Yeah, I am actually.
Here we
throw the
go.
broccoli right in
Throw
there.
that in there.
Yep.
Well, bam.
Shabam. That's gonna get all delicious and cheesy with this cheese sauce.
It's the best. Madison's favorite.
It is.
Ooh.
Pan is a little hot. Okay, let me get her.
Okay.
Oh, she's gonna like this really a lot. Okay.
Sometimes we do peas, sometimes broccoli.
Yep.
You guys go over that.
We did. Well, I did. Madison ditched me. She didn't want
Oh, she did?
it. So that is delicious.
Oh my gosh, look at
How
that.
you would plate it up.
Pretty much, yeah, vegan, gluten-free.
Vegan gluten free, and that's gluten. That's vegan ranch.